You know, I must be on a roll today. I decided I was going to do another video. Just a quick one. But I'm on a roll today and I'm feeling it. So when I'm feeling it, I go with it. So doing one more quick video here. For anybody who's watching my videos, we live in Western New York. We're probably 2 hours from Canada, the border of Canada. So it gets cold here in the winter time, and we have long winter seasons. You're probably getting tired of looking at the chicken coop. I'll move this way to the garden shed. Here, new look for you. Check out the garden shed. But we get long winters here, and I'm very passionate about my organic gardening, or pesticide-free, chemical-free gardening. So we decided, well, I decided last year, we're going to move. We're going to move out of Western New York, where we both, my husband and I, grown up since we were babies. Never lived outside of this region of Rochester, New York. And I said, you know what? We are going to move out of New York. I want to live somewhere else before I die. My husband said, okay, where do you want to go? And I said, Tennessee. He's like, why the hell would you want to go there? And I'm like, well, it's a lot like Western New York. And he's like, no, it's not. It's really hot and it's full of hillbillies. Sorry, don't mean to offend anybody who lives in Tennessee, but, you know, some people can be just very short-minded or very, I don't know, whatever you want to call him, but I was just like, that's ridiculous. I said, we're going to go to Tennessee and we're going to look around. You got to get a feel for the area, so you can see that it's not just a bunch of whatever. So we did, and we've been on quite a journey over the past year, and I am so excited to say that we bought property in Tennessee. We bought 17 acres, and we're getting ready to embark on setting that up with the same kind of homestead as I have here. I'm just going to pan around so you can kind of see. So there's the garden shed, there's the chicken coop, and I'm just going to kind of show you, this is what it looks like here. It's absolutely beautiful. It's our house. We've set it up. It's almost like a park-like setting. It's really, we've done so much work over the years. This started out as a farm field. Just open land, farm field. We've been here 23 years now, which indicates my age. My voice sounds young. Trust me, people, I'm not that young. So we have a very park-like setting here, and we have 17 acres here. So it's the same amount of land that we have now, and it's what we're comfortable working with. More than that, I think, would be overwhelming. Even the 17 acres, at times, the upkeep on it can be overwhelming. But there's the house, well, the back of the house there. It's a big house, you can see. And then if I pan this way, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, because this is, I'm going east and it's very bright out because the sun is coming up in the east. So this is kind of, I call this my butterfly bee garden, because that tree right there is, it just finished blooming, and when that thing is in bloom, I think they call it a BB tree. When that thing is in bloom, oh my gosh, I've never seen so many butterflies, hummingbirds, bees. They swarm around it for about 3 weeks while it's in bloom. I'm going to be taking seed pods from that tree, and I'm going to germinate them while we're here, and those will be coming with me to Tennessee to put around my garden, just to bring in our natural pollinators. But love that thing. Had it a long time. It's got a really cool kind of shagbark look to it, but it was one of the best plants I ever bought from a guy at a farmer's market who assured me that, you know, it would attract bees and butterflies. And I was like, oh, okay, well, we'll see. Well, he was not kidding. So I'm going to pan back this way, because this is really what I wanted to talk about. Not about us buying land in Tennessee and moving and all that good stuff, but I wanted to, embarking on this new chapter in our lives, I wanted to do things different. I wanted to garden maybe a little bit more practically for me. I want to learn from our mistakes here and set things up different when we get there. Well, this is one of the things I wanted to share with people who might be contemplating starting gardening themselves, or maybe they're moving on. Years ago, I had bought these Rubbermaid stock tanks off of Craigslist. This one in particular, I'm going to just kind of move this way. Sorry, I don't mean to shake everybody. I don't exactly have the steadiest of hand. This is a Rubbermaid stock container. This is a 300 gallon. And I have used it over the years for growing onions, growing potatoes, carrots. I like to do root vegetables in it. It's very easy to control the medium, the soil medium that's in it. But you can see, so I've cleaned it out. This had onions this year. I cleaned it all out because we're at the end of the season, and I took everything out, cleaned it up. It's got some awesome soil in it just from years of amending. And at the end of each year, this is what I like to do. If you can all see, I like to put a layer of wood chips on the top. One, helps with moisture so that it doesn't dry out. Two, obviously weed control. And three, as these break down, it amends the soil so that next year when I start planting, I've got a rich organic soil to work with, and that's why I don't need to use chemical fertilizers and all that good stuff. And this is so much easier to weed than the garden, which I've shown in other videos. That's daunting. And those weeds are not the easiest to get out, and I don't like to rototill. I just don't like to. I like the Back to Eden gardening method, but when it's a space as large as that garden, it's overwhelming, and I find from time to time I have to break down and have my husband till it, and then, you know, he gives me his attitude about, see, I told you, you know, you need to till. That's the way you're supposed to garden, whatever. Anyway, from time to time I have to let him say told you so, because that is a big job. So, when we move, I have decided that I'm going to try to do most of my gardening container style. And these 300 gallon totes like this, you can see how deep it is. I'll show you. It's a good, there you go. It's a good 32, 36 inches deep. I mean, that's almost 3 feet. No, I'm short, so we'll say 2.5 feet deep. So there's plenty of medium there to grow a lot of different vegetables. So going forward, as we move to Tennessee and I start setting up my new garden system, I think I'm going to invest in a lot of these. I have 2 of these, and then I've got a bunch of smaller ones. But I think I'm going to invest in a lot of these Rubbermaid containers because I really get a lot less weed issues with it because it's contained at the bottom. So my problem in the garden is they crawl underneath the fence and whoop, right up like that. This, I don't have that problem. This is so much easier to maintain and manage. And as I get older, I'm going to be looking for ways to reduce the amount of time that I have to spend doing such things such as weeding and preparing for the winter. This took me, when I cleaned this out this year, it took me about a half hour to clean it all out and get new wood chips in it. I can spend a half an hour on each one of my containers to get it ready for the winter. And down there, there's, let's be honest, only a couple of months of winter, so there'll be a lot less winterizing that I even have to do, and I'll have a much longer growing season. So this is getting to be a really lengthy video again. I said I was going to keep it short. This is the problem. My mouth starts running. So quick video just to kind of get people thinking about other methods of gardening that maybe aren't so traditional. Container gardening certainly by no means is new, but maybe if you're older or you're thinking about how can I do this and not spend a lot of time trying to manage the weed control and the garden itself, this might be an option for you, because I have found that I can grow pretty much anything in this. It's really hard to grow like pole beans, but hey, I figured it out, and I'll show you guys in another video how easy it actually is. So I'm going to end it here. If you like this video, any comments, throw them below. I'll be happy to respond. All right, bye guys.